I can see tomorrow in your eyes. There comes the fire, she's gone again. I will want to spend it by my side. By you, baby, forget her. I can see tomorrow in your eyes. There comes the fire, she's gone again. I will want to spend it by my side.
That's going back to the 80s. One of our big tunes from the late 80s, You Make Me Forget Her. That's a Frankie Lishka original. All right.
Well, hello everyone, welcome back. As we're at the Hrukus
TBC tunes
Halloween,
for you right now.
Hrukus Hellraisers Halloween polka weekend. This is the boys. Set number 2. Thanks for joining us, everyone, here in Cohoes, New York. Joe Martellic, good to see you on as always. Thanks for joining us. WP Gooney, thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well out there. And to everyone that's watching, thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well out there on this Saturday night, October 21st. Hard to believe we're 10 days away from Halloween. Hello, Mike Fidala. Hello, Sherry Chapach. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Hope you're doing well out there, wherever you may be.
Say hi to Greg Blue.
He's got it.
He's on.
Really?
Tommy said he was.
I don't see him on, so I don't see him on. I ain't gonna give no shot. Hello, my DJ.
I hear your favorite music on the jukebox, and right away I know that you are there. You always pick a time just when I think my night is clear. You will reappear once again. You got me here on my way. This time I hope it's not a great romance, 'cause it's feeling good. You got me thinking one slow dance. It's hard to and that old blue man, it looks like a time. And if you ever leave, then let me say goodnight. You must know me, I guess I'll always be here on time. I have to and it's in your eyes. Oh, I should run and hide from this illusion. Your smile is so much bigger than my pride. There's something up your sleeve that makes my heart believe inside. It's hard to ride, I'm a ghost and fly us to forever. But up to now, it's all in sleight of hand. I got the face that back. One look and I'm right back again. And you're coming
remember that one, folks. TBC, Blue Magic Polka.
Hello, Lynn Fall out there in Wisconsin. Thanks for joining us. Ted Yezhievich, thanks for joining us as always. Mike Miles Gritchko in Michigan, thanks for joining us. Jeremiah Malig in Pennsylvania, thanks for joining us. Jeremiah, I hope you're doing well out there. To everyone that's watching, thanks for joining us.
Right.
As we're here
Hey, how about a little bit of time
at
to
the Hrukus Halloween.
loosen up those hips, swing it out there a little bit. We're going to do one called the Bewitching Mary.
Saturday night, October 21st.
Get
We're 10 days away from Halloween.
You won't bite.
I do.
I might bite her.
It's one called Stava Marisha, or better, or Bewitching Mary.
As always, thanks for joining us, everybody. Hope you're doing well out there.
That's how you do it. Fine job out there dancing the opener to one called Stava Marisha.
Yes, indeed. You got that one right. Hello, Bobby Piven out there in Chicago, Illinois. Thanks for joining us as always. Hope you're doing well out there.
My favorite. I'm not even out of breath.
We're here in Cohoes, New York at the Hrukus Halloween Polka Weekend with the boys.
All right, let's do
Day
one for Dan
two.
and Holly Daigle. And the kids, the whole family's here tonight.
Way to Star Wars polka.
You guys look so nice.
Hello,
Here's one called
hello,
Wake
Bob
Up Katie.
Zarkowski in Worcester, Mass.
Wake
Thanks
Up
for joining us
Katie.
as always.
Here's Frank.
Hope you're doing well out there, Bob.
Also, Dee likes this one. Yeah.
Wow.
Lindsay Plick is here. Here we go.
Hello, sir. Hello, Michelle. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well out there.
Wake up, baby. Another day's begun. Come on, baby.
Eagle Clan. We got Katie and for tea. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Alrighty, it is coming up on Halloween. So we need to do like a spooky song for you guys. Frankie wrote this tune called Hell's Hollow. It's all about a haunted place out in western Pennsylvania.
Hello,
Certainly
Erica
so.
Belon, the McMasters out there in Chicago, Illinois. Hello to you and Jenny and Diane and Tommy and the rest of the Belandas. Good to see you on. Hope you're doing well out there.
And of course it has to be in a minor key.
Hello, Ricky Crew. Glad you're enjoying. They are doing a super job as always. Hello again, Tom Berlovich. Cool time, man. It is a super great tune. Good way to close out your shows with, certainly. Out there in Buffalo, New York. Thanks for joining us. As always, hope you're doing well out there.
And there you have it, Hell's Hollow, off of our Boys Stories recording.
Hello to the Lins out there in Toledo, Oregon, Ohio. Ben, and of course,
Yukon comes out.
Basha and Bob, and all the Lins. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well out there. Thanks for joining us as always. And of course, Ben's got his Gołąbki show tomorrow, 1 to 2 on BNCR, Polish Newcastle Radio. So tune him in. Good to see you on as
Hey,
always,
we have to
Ben.
do one for our waltzers out there. We have some lovely folks who enjoy the waltz.
And we're going to feature a beautiful Polish waltz for you. Po wszystkiemu. It's all over waltz. Po wszystkiemu.
And hello to Bosch and Bob also as well too.
I won't go to the dark side.
This is the Hrukus Halloween Howlin' Polka Weekend, day 1 with the boys. Tomorrow it's the Maestro's men. As always, hope you're doing well out
This is the shoe, boy and the film. Use from wszystkie Jest to ciebie, oj Gasino, nie
Hello, Skylock Mark.
Jest to ciebie, oj Gasino,
Right, Yvonne, yes, yes it is, Scotty.
Już nie wróci, że nie znaczy, choćbyś chciała go. Już tam więcej nie dostaniesz, droga Haszino. Już tam więcej nie dostaniesz, droga Haszino. Teraz płacie i zawoje, lecz już dawno znów. Teraz płacie i zawoje, lecz już dawno znów.
Chicago Heights, Illinois. Thanks for joining us as always. Hope you're doing well out there. Hello, Robert Rica. Thanks for joining us as always. Thank you. Appreciate the kind words, Robert. See Cape Coral, Florida is in the house. Andy Korolevich. Korolevich is watching. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well out there. Hello, Don Suwan Rogers in Utah, Park City, Utah. And hope you're doing well out there. Thanks for joining us as always. And hello to Lori and Brian, Kathy, and the entire Urbanchik clan. Hope you are doing well out there. Thanks for joining us as always. And yes, we certainly do remember your dad, Ron. Great concertina guy for so many years. We miss him so dearly. And I know he would be smiling proud on watching this.
So good
down
to see
there from
Danny
Polka.
Roy is here and
Heaven
Carlin
up
is
there.
here. You guys are
Thanks for
such a
joining
huge
us, as
help at
always.
Polka Motion by the Ocean.
And
Thank you so
also,
much. And for all
Kayla
the folks
Marie
who came
too,
down from
Brian,
Polka
I know,
Motion, we
so-
salute you. Ladies and
joining
gentlemen,
us.
we paid the bills.
Hello, hello,
right.
Sam Morojic
We
out
covered
there in
our bills
Wisconsin.
and
Thanks for
it turned
joining
out to
us.
be a success.
Part of those Morojic
now,
brothers and
moving
Morojic
forward,
clan.
Polka Motion
Hope
will
you
be
are
in
doing
in
well
good
out
hands,
there.
as
Thanks
you know.
for joining us.
Pukoyashu, Mike Bukowski, Jeff Yash, and all their
Deanna
wonderful
Borchardt.
entourage.
Thanks for
will be
joining us.
taking
Hope you're
over
doing
Polka
well out
Motion
there,
next
Deanna.
year.
Thanks for joining
So,
in. As
hats
we're
off to these
in
wonderful
Cohoes, New
guys
York.
and gals
Hrukus
who will carry
Halloween,
the torch.
Halloween
And
Polka
again, thank
Weekend
you
with the
guys.
boys. Day number
Everyone
1.
who came
This
down,
is the
you
first
made
day.
it a
Tomorrow's
success.
day
Thank
2
you
with
so
the
much.
Maestros men. Dennis Flisky and all the
Polka
guys.
time
They'll be here
coming at you
tomorrow,
right
2 to
now.
6.
Here's one. Little country flair. A fool never learns.
And of course, the music tonight goes till 10 p.m., but it might go past. You never know, so stick around, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, never learn. Get away, run away, before the stormy gets the rain. Oh, never learn. He'll wait around, he'll hang around to see how the two stars can make. Oh, never learn. Some girls have just the game, and some girls beat off those to sing. Oh, never learn. And gonna do the very foolish thing. They say a broken heart, so lucky in the tide, but there are lots of girls with love to be destroyed. But I don't believe that I can fall in love again, 'cause I just can't even think. Oh, and I'm gonna do the very foolish thing. Oh, never learn. Get away, run away, before the stormy gets the rain. Oh, never learn. He'll get around, he'll hang around to see how much his heart can take. Oh, never learn. And some girls love is just a game, and some girls beat all goes to stay. Oh, never learn. And I'm gonna do the very foolish thing. They say a broken heart, so lucky in the time, but there are lots of girls who ought to be despised. I don't believe that I can fall in love again, 'cause I just can't recall the pain. Oh, never learn, and I'm gonna do the very foolish thing. Take a
Hello, Tom and Alexa Fish. Hello, Carl Ketchin. Hello, Roger Malinowski. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
There you have it. Frankie on the vocal, A Fool Never Learns. Joe, are we selling tickets or ready to pick one? Last call, folks, on the 50-50. Oh, dear Lord.
There's my girl.
It was Jerry Garcia.
John, that might be an improvement, buddy.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
Two.
We'll do that just for This for Johnny Seaquick. I can't help it.
Hello,
wonder.
Benjamin Allen. Thanks for joining us as always. Hope you're doing well out there. Tom and Cindy Zach in Middletown, New York. Thanks for joining us as always. Of course, they got their Monday Night Polka Beach show they do every Monday night, 7 to 9 on
really good.
WVKR 91.3 in the Poughkeepsie, Hudson Valley area. Of course, online at WVKR.org. So, tune then in for the best in polkas each and every
There
Monday
you go.
night.
There you go. You look more like Edie. Sorry. Two.
John Kaiser Sr., thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well out there. You're welcome, John Kaiser Sr. Hello, Greg.
I can't help but wonder what's really got me under. Seems to have some special hold on me. There is a special magic that makes me feel ecstatic. When I think of you and you're so helplessly. To me there is no other. At the thought I shudder. You're the only one who means the world to me. If you ask me, I would try it. If you told me, I would buy it. When I think of you and you're so helplessly. I can't help but wonder what's got me under. It seems to have some special hold on me. That is a special magic that makes me feel ecstatic. When I think of you and you're so helplessly. To me there is no other. At the thought I shudder. You're the only one who means the world to me. You ask me, I would try it. If you thought that I would buy it. When I think of you and you're so helplessly.
Let's bring it back a memory or two. Good old time boys music.
Hello, John Koenig's. Thanks for joining us. And I see the Wigs. It's Wigsalicious is in the house. Kathy and Jim are watching up there in Michigan. Thanks for joining us, Kathy and Jim. Hope you're doing well out there in Michigan. Good to see you on, and good to see you at the IPA Festival last month. Hope to see you again real soon on that Polka Road. Wigs, Kathy and Jim. Hello, Chris Ebel in Minnesota. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well out there, Chris. Thanks for tuning in. And to each and every one of you out there, thanks for tuning in, watching from Cohoes, New York, as we're having a lot of fun here at the Hrukus, Hellraisers, Halloween Polka Weekend, day number 1 with the boys. And then there's more fun tomorrow with Dennis Polisky and the Maestro's Men. Day 2 tomorrow, that's 2 to 6 p.m.
Okay.
And if you happen to be in the vicinity of where we're at, come on down and join in the fun. And guess what? You still got time to come on over if you want to join in on the fun tonight with us, as we're enjoying hearing the boys.
All right, we're going to do one called Drink, Drink, Obetic. This is a Mike Yvonne creation. Or you can call it Drink with My Buddies again if you prefer.
Opening up the door for us.
Wow, we haven't done this one in a while.
We hope everyone's doing well out there on this Saturday night, October 21st, 2023. Hard to believe, 10 days from Halloween, and we're about T-minus 5-6 weeks from Thanksgiving. Out there in Boston Valley area, New York. Thanks for joining us as always.
Now here comes our good friend and Richie with a drink on his head. Going up to the bar for another while the bartender's in. He's the best jugger that I've ever seen. He's a two-fisted miller like drinking machine. So let's drink, drink, drink with my buddies again. Let's drink, drink, drink with my buddies again. The bartender yelled at us all, running around for a drink. The drink stopped and beers, way back. Just started, there's no end in sight. Drink, drink, drink with my buddies again.
Ladies and gentlemen,
There it was. Thank you.
you got it, buddy.
Dude, come on, what a fucking song, huh?
We're just gonna get different.
That ain't gonna happen. We should start doing it. Yeah, sure. Tomorrow.
Hello, Eric from Florida out there. Thanks for joining us as always. Hope you're doing well out there.
We're going to do this one for all the polkaholics out there.
Dancing Queens with Rooster J. Friggin'
This is on our Boys Stories recording, and it's really a swinging tune. It's one called a polka, modern man or lady. It applies to all.
Before you
Frankie put it together. Kind of a tribute to musicians and fans who spend so many times going out on the road, so many hours
James
in
Gaines,
search
thanks
of
for
the
joining
music
us.
they love.
Evan Kruger, thanks for
Here we
joining
go.
us. Hope you're doing well out there.
Midnight comes in, gonna hit the road and go. Play the music that I love on the Saturday morning. Sometimes let me try to play the music all my life. Can't you see that's who I am? I'm my love it. You know I'm the star. Baby, wait up, I'm picking up my everybody sing a song. My whole life is but a song. Travel many miles for you, just because it's what I do. Sounds great for you to see. I have one more thing to say. Can't you see that's who I am? I'm my love. Baby, I'm going on. I know you know I'm a star. Baby, why not? I'm picking up my love.
Well, folks, are you having a good time here tonight or what? God bless the Hrukus Hellraisers for coming back with another great big set. Stick around and enjoy. Have a beverage or two. The boys will be right back with more joyful noise.
Well, quick hello to Mike Savoyski out there. Thanks for joining us, as always, Mike. And just an FYI for you folks, if you want to watch it from the start, you can watch from the start. I have it all set in case people want to see it from the beginning. All right, it's break
Ladies and
time.
gentlemen, it's
They'll be
time
back,
to give
folks,
away
with
some
more
money.
music. Stick around.
If you participate